Hello everyone, welcome in. We have a great stream for you. We're gonna be playing some Sorc as usual. By the way, so in less than, well, in almost 12 hours exactly is Gamescom's live stream of, well, Gamescom. Let's go into the game. We'll talk about it in game. So, okay, that's annoying. Hold on. OBS, what you doing? No. OBS. Stop acting a fool. There we go. We're better. We're better. So, Gamescom is having their opening live stream. And they're going to showcase a whole bunch of games and things like that. I'm thinking that Diablo 4 is going to have something. Namely because they said so. But here's the thing. I have work during that time. And that's not usually my stream time either. So I'm just not going to be available during that time, unfortunately. And frankly, I don't think we're going to get very many details about Vessel of Hatred during the opening ceremony. Like, what details could they give us? They're going to show the Vessel of Hatred opening ceremony, blah, blah, blah. We've already seen the cinematic. What could they possibly show us? Maybe they'll show us some big stuff, right? But we're not going to get any juicy details until sometime later. It's got to be the case, right? That's just how it is, right? So I think the smart thing to do is actually wait and find out, let all the blog posts and stuff come out during the day, and then stream during my normal time, which is 6 p.m. PT, which by the way is like 3 hours ago. I recognize I'm a little late today. I had a big day. Work's been getting really busy, y'all. Can't do everything. So anyway, that's kind of my opinion on Gamescom. I think the way that they're gonna do this announcement is gonna be a little bit, I don't know, for the masses. It's not for us. We'll react to it later. Hopefully they make a blog post or something that we can actually read, and there's something a little bit more interesting than, did you know Diablo 4 is having an expansion? They're gonna have an all new class. They're gonna have this and that. I'm sure they're gonna announce some things we don't know yet. But we're just not gonna get any details, right? Like, they can tell us we're gonna get 400 new unique items. What does that mean? Like, it doesn't mean anything until we know what some of those items are. Know what I'm saying? Well, I guess about the only announcement they could do that would make me completely hype is if they announce some kind of, like, like Atlas of Worlds system. But I guarantee that there's no way they're gonna have that, something like that. Why would they not have something like that? Let me tell you. Path of Exile did not have that when Path of Exile came out within the first 10 years? 10 years of Path of Exile? The whole, like, there were a lot of expansions. When did Battle for the Atlas, or like War of the Atlas, come out? When was that? 2019? So that's like 7-ish years after PoE released. 7 years, you guys. PoE's had a very... Don't get me wrong. GGG, absolutely goated. But 7 years is a long time to work on the video game to make it very, very good. Post-release. Gamer wife was losing her shit over here. JM Chato 84 with the follow. Hey, thanks for that follow. Hey, my notification didn't go off. Why did my notification not go off? Hold on. Hold on to your tits. Let me test something.
New follower.
Huh. Okay. Did you JM, did you follow me before? Is this the first time we've met? Is that a refollow? Cuz I think Twitch actually doesn't fire an event if you refollow. That's something I noticed. I saw it on my dashboard though. I'm glad I caught it. Welcome in, bud. Or welcome back, I think, should be what I say there. I've been having some trouble with my my software that does all my notifications. So, I was just making sure that it was working. Because it's kind of a bummer when cool things happen and the notifications don't go off. That's kind of a bummer. Hey Zen, how you doing, bud? Let's go mass. Yo, last night, Zen, Phoenix actually requested the entire playlist from the studio. Uh-oh. We just hard dropped frames. Hello. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Phoenix requested the playlist, and I put together the entire playlist. So the whole playlist is in the Discord right now. We have the hashtag studio channel in the Discord. It has the whole playlist in PDF format. There's 3,800 something songs. Now, that's not very accessible for a lot of people. So what Phoenix did is Phoenix went and made a Spotify, or started to make a Spotify playlist of all of the songs on the playlist. So I went and looked at it. I think Phoenix had like 300 something songs in there. So I put that as a command, !music in the chat, if you wanted to see what we play here on the channel. Hey, Noodleus93, welcome in, sir. Welcome back. Finally, almost got all the reputation done for Paragon points. Oh yeah, you're going down and doing your wow, I even forget what it's called. Yes, reputation. That's a good word. !music. Song is just the bot asking me about the current song. Renown, yes. Renown.
Excuse me, it's called Renown. I'll have you know that in episode 181 of Yu-Gi-Oh!, Kaiba actually doesn't use a real Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is, in fact, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is a more powerful version of Blue Eyes.
Yeah, it is pretty tedious. I find that, so the fastest way to do it, do all the strongholds first, then do the blue quests, and if the blue quests bring you to a dungeon, complete the dungeon. That's generally the best way to do it. Oh, sorry. That's not a complete guide. So, okay, hold on. So do the strongholds first. Then do all the statues of Lilith. Then do blue quests. And if the blue quests bring you to a dungeon, even better. Complete the dungeon. There you go. Sorry, I missed out on the Lilith statues. Okay. So I got hit with like 14 sniper shots and one desecrator. The 14 sniper shots did 1% of my health, and the desecrator did 99. Got it. Dude, I can barely hear my music. Just turn it up in my ears a little bit. There we go. You did all the Lilith statues. Okay, perfect. Those are actually really important because they give you a lot of stats for free. Free stats. Everything dies instantaneously. This build is way OP. Hey, that rhymes. Everything dies instantaneously. This build is very OP. Hey, Zeros. How you doing, bud? I intentionally went straight to the boss room so we could use that invig to kill the bosses in, you know, 2 seconds instead of 15. I joined a Canadian clan, but not many play together. Yeah, so one of the weaknesses of Diablo 4 right now, there are quite a few weaknesses. One of the weaknesses of Diablo 4 is the clan system. So actually, one of the things I'm looking forward to tomorrow is to see if there's any announcements about a new and improved clans and communities type system in the expansion. Because if we get better clans in the expansion, then guess what? We have a clan ready to go. We've secretly been building it since the launch of Diablo 4. We already have all the infrastructure in it. We already have a lot of members. We have leadership in place to manage everything. It's just waiting in the wings. In fact, people still already play in that clan. We just don't do a lot with it today. All we need is an in-depth group fire. I think we need so much more than that. I think we need open communities that you can join. I think we need clans that go up to 500 people. I think we need clan activities so that you want to go do things with your clanmates. Oh. I was excited and then I got disappointed all over again. You know, it's not bad. I can still give it away to somebody. Somebody who's looking to make a Sorc. It's not min-maxed for sure. Boom ba-doom, boom ba-doom, boom ba-doom, boom ba-doom, boom ba-doom, boom ba-doom. Leaderboards of any kind would be good. Because leaderboards right now are really scuffed. Like, this leaderboard thing that they have in the game right now, it's not good, man. It just not, it's not. Where even is it? I don't even... This thing? The gauntlet? It's not good, man. It's kind of boring. You just go in there and run around and one-shot everything. The Gamescom is right during my work time, Noodles, so I won't be able to co-stream it. However, Noodles, I will watch it with you guys later, and we can go over any sort of announcements that they do on the stream, at my normal time. It's just at a really bad time for me. If being a content creator was my full-time job, then yeah, we'd do it. But it's just not at a good time. Dude, look at all these Hellborn. Oh wait, these are Ether Fiends. Wow. Those are Hellborn. There we go. Dude, getting Hellborn really early in the run is very good. More of those, please. Okay, I said more of those, and then it gave me 2 Soul Spires. That I'm gonna stop asking for the game to do nice things for me, because apparently it doesn't. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Exalted Hordes. Lords is not good, unfortunately. They just become these giant HP sponges that stops other stuff from spawning that you've invested into. They eat your spawns, basically. Ooh, yes, Hellborn. Hellborn. Yeah, I was saying a little earlier, Noodleass, the Gamescom thing. I don't like it when all we get is an announcement in like a main ceremony kind of situation, because we don't really get a lot of details in those scenarios. So like they'll announce some new stuff in the expansion, but we'll get like big words on the screen, really cool stuff happening in the expansion. Next game, like that's what it's gonna feel like. And we won't really know anything. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have something like that where it's a mass of people, it's your one chance to get people hype who, you know, don't normally even know what Diablo is. Or if they don't even know, or like don't know that there's an expansion coming out, that's your chance to get in front of those people. So you're gonna spend that chance trying to get them hype, instead of going into a lot of nitty-gritty about like how things should or shouldn't work or whatever. I mean, it makes sense, but I think actually the exciting stuff is probably going to come sometime after the opening ceremony. They'll put up some blog post or some kind of video on the YouTube channel or whatever. No, it's the opening ceremony for all of Gamescom. It's not just Diablo 4, unfortunately. Events like those felt more exciting when the internet wasn't as big. Yeah, it's true. Also, it's just cool to go to events in person when the events are really well done. And I'll tell you why. Running events is expensive. I know because I've run relatively middle-sized like events, or help run them, I should say. Yeah, dude. Middle-sized events with a couple of thousand attendees cost you like $10-20 million. It's a marketing expense. Even if you charge attendees like hundreds of dollars up ahead for tickets, you're still losing money. You got to make the money back from like tie-in brand deals, advertising, all sorts of stuff. And even then, you're like, am I making money off of this, or am I breaking even? Like, it's hard, man. That's why people don't want to do in-person events. They don't make money, man. That's why over the past few years, they're like, hey, we're not going to do BlizzCon, guys. COVID sucks. It's not just COVID. It's also like, is it going to be a good time to market for the company? Is this a good time to spend $100 million for your company's marketing budget? Is this a good time for that? That's the real question you should be asking yourself. That stuff is expensive, man. That's why, even though I really want there to be more BlizzCons, I'm really thinking the last BlizzCon might have been the last BlizzCon we ever get. It's just very, very expensive to run BlizzCon. It's way cheaper for them to build a studio and do all these like campfire things all the time. Literally every single patch, you know, like quarterly or whatever. Way cheaper to do that constantly and always than it is to do BlizzCon once per year. Running in-person events is just ridiculous, man. It's very expensive. I guess the only way you can make money doing it is if it's like the anime convention style or the PAX style of running an event. Those make money. Why? Because they charge the individual creators money to have a booth. And they ain't cheap either. Those booths ain't cheap. But, you know, if you get 1,000 different businesses to pay you $10,000, $20,000 each, and then you sell tickets for $200 a pop per head on top of that, and then you sell advertising on top of that, and then you sell merch on top of that, then you make money. You make good money then. But you got to do all those things. You can't just like run a marketing event like BlizzCon does. BlizzCon is a marketing event. Yeah, I think that that's true. That they do need it less because the internet is very far-reaching these days. Everyone has a big phone, right? Everyone's gonna watch Gamescom on their phone. They're gonna bring out the One Piece phone and they're gonna watch all of Gamescom. But I think one thing that they are underestimating that is probably gonna come to bite them back in the face, and people will start doing in-person events again, is sort of like the in-depth brand loyalty that some of these more popular companies have, namely, you know, people like Blizzard, Bungie, that run these like platform as a service games. I think that in-depth experience that you have at something like a BlizzCon, you can't really replicate that by a bunch of people sitting in their living room. Now, I'll give you a caveat. Something me and my roommate used to do a long time ago. This is a long time ago. We would set up whenever there was a big event, something like MLG going on. We would set up in our living room at the time, and I had my stream set up in the living room back then, and we would basically set up a week of just like, it's like sports ball almost. We just had like drinks and chips and snacks and food and all sorts of stuff all the time, and we'd have ourselves our own little mini convention right there in the house. That was really cool. I do kind of miss those days. I wanna do that again. I think it'd be really cool to do something like that. Unfortunately, our home here it's not very large. So it'd be really hard to have people over, but I think it'd be really cool to do something like Home Story Cup. I don't know if you've ever seen Home Story Cup. Let's prep a few of these. How are we doing on World Boss? Not a lot of studios are going to take a loss for consumer beneficial things. It's not about taking a loss, it's about long-term brand loyalty. Right? And I think these companies understand that. They're pretty sophisticated, these companies. So we'll see. All that said, I give BlizzCon really a 50-50 shot of existing in the coming years. There's a real chance that somebody up at Blizzard is like, we gotta bring this back, or our long-term brand loyalty is shot. And they're working really hard on rebuilding the team because they fired the whole events team during COVID. You know, there's a chance they're doing that. There is a chance. Keep in mind, their competitor, GGG, runs their own convention. Mind you, it's not every year, but it is it's in New Zealand. They run ExileCon. I've been saying this a lot. Competition is really good right now in the ARPG space, and competition makes good things happen for us. We like competition. It means that features that we otherwise would not get in Diablo 4 have a higher chance of happening. Things like an SSF mode. Like things like clans and communities getting better support. Things like endgame sort of Atlas of World. Like these sort of like dream features that, you know, you go to bed at night and you're like, man, wouldn't it be nice if we had X, right? Those sorts of things normally can't happen unless you have really good competition in a space, because otherwise the business has no like incentive to act, right? If they dominate the space, if they have a monopoly over the space, why take a risk? It's not even about spending money on development. It's risky, right? What if you get it wrong? What if you go to make your endgame Atlas of Worlds feature and you fuck it up hard? It's risky to do those things, right? Do I still think that goodwill on communities can ride your studio a long way? It's exactly what World of Warcraft is. All of those clans of people who come back for every single expansion, who went to the first BlizzCon after Burning Crusade, or for Burning Crusade launch, those people are the absolute they're the absolute foundation of why that game, frankly, still exists. Some of those expansions have not been good. Warlords of Draenor. Wow, 2 Hellborn choices already. Let's go. I find it strange they aren't willing to try things out despite a loss or a miss. So far, my opinion of the D4 team is very high. Precisely because they are willing to try things out. They are willing to listen to the community. They are willing to change the game. All of those things. They are an excellent team. And I think the tough part for most normal people, people who aren't developers like myself, is they don't understand that games take a long time to make. And it's tough to make a big, polished product, right? That works really well across consoles, has controller support, has good UI, good music, good graphics, good gameplay, good mechanics, and then all of that adds into their long-term strategy for how they want the game to go. That's really tough to do, and it takes a long time to dev. Even if you have a bunch of people, just having everything come together into one vision is really tough. It takes a while. It's kind of what we were talking about a little earlier with GGG, right? GGG has that in-game Atlas of Worlds, but it took them 7 years to build it. Actually, I'm going to go look it up. I'm going to make sure I'm right here. When was War for the Atlas League? The War for the Atlas expansion. That's basically when the Atlas got good. They keep adding to it, never mind, you know, but War for the Atlas PoE. This is when the Elder Shaper got added. This is when the end game got really, really, really good. And this is when Abyss was new. When did this come out? 6 years ago. So 2018. So that's 6 years. That's 6 years. That's when the end game started getting good and really good in PoE. Before then, the end game was like it was okay. Six years, man. I would kill for Dragon's Dogma 2 MMO. I've never played Dragon's Dogma 2, so I'm not sure what that's like. I played a lot of MMOs, but not Dragon's Dogma. Yeah, No Man's Sky has come a very long way. They have a very small team. So, like, you can do a lot. Even with a small team, you can do a lot. It just takes time. There are some things that just are... It doesn't matter how many people you have. You can't... It doesn't matter how many artists you throw at a problem. Like, you're not going to make a fully realized end-game Atlas of Worlds style system in, you know, in a quarter or even in a year. You're not going to do it. It doesn't matter how many programmers you have. The bottleneck isn't necessarily, like, productivity or output of work. Oh, we got a free Burning Butcher. Got a free Butcher. Gamer waifu's over here losing her shit. Mass. Kind of unfortunate that we didn't get more Hellborn. Hey, version, you got 3 Ubers and one Duriel run? Damn, son. Damn. Damn! Congrats, man. Hopefully that means you got some good ones so you can outfit your character. Okay, you have the good ones. You do have the good ones. No Hellborn again. Rip. Tier 4 is free with 5 Ubers at level 35. Dude, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Level 35, you've got Tyrael, Shaco. You got Doombringer, Grandfather. The enemies are like, what are you doing here? In the story, you do summon Duriel. Yeah, you kill Duriel during the story. You also summon Andariel as well. You summon Duriel right before you go to hell. Well, things die pretty fast with the build, man. T8's pretty easy. The season of getting rich. That's what they should call it. We're rich. We're rich. Have I gotten any mythics from hordes? I have not. How you doing, Cozy? They'll suck. Do it again! World boss in 44 minutes. It's time to blast. ENDGAME with the 1 month tier 1 sub. I think my notifications are shot after all. Uh-oh. Big yikes. Dude, thank you so much for that. I'm gonna go restart ATOM. I mean, it says it's connected. Actually, where's the, where's this reconnect button? Reconnect. Yeah, man, that's unfortunate. I mean, if I click it...
New subscriber.
It goes off. But I think something is still busted, unfortunately. Well, rip. Hey, Funky, how you doing, bud? I don't know how to handle the immense amount of cool radiating from those sunglasses. How you doing? We're blasting some T8s on the Sork today. Hey, Tatler, welcome in. And we got the build for you in the Discord if you want to go check it out. You can also go check it out on MAXROLL, !MAXROLL. Two Desecrators hitting me with stupid damage over time BS at the same time. Running Frozen Orb, do T7 if I feel like concentrating. It's super fun though. Oh hell yeah, man. You're running kind of your own build this season. Ooh, invigorating or surging. We're doing surging. Surging every time, sir. Jon Snow Tesla Edition? Is that the name of the build? It does sound fun. The Jon Snow build. That's a pretty wild name. I wish we had some more build names that were a little crazier like that. I appreciate that a lot. As opposed to the Lightning Spear build. What's the build? It's Lightning Spear. Why? It uses Lightning Spear. Okay. Not the most creative, but the assignment for making a build isn't necessarily a creative writing session. I just like it when people do come up with really wild and wacky names for builds. Should I go World Tier 4 as soon as you can? Typically, even with like all the mythics and stuff, I kind of hold off until 45 or something at least. Just because it's a lot of struggle even with the mythics. I guess maybe Tyraels can carry you if you have Tyraels. Oh, yes. Go. Yes, Zen, go. No, you're good. You're good. You can do it. 66, you can do World Tier 4. Just for reference, this season, fresh season character, okay? I went at level 55. Fresh season character. No aspects or anything, just fresh character from off the season. Okay. Wow. Blew me up twice. So annoying, man. Oh yes, more Hellborn. Let's do it. This is gonna be a good one, come on. Keep doing more Hellborn. It's time to get rich, boys. Rich on ether. You only have the skill tree? You don't have any of the aspects? You should definitely have some of the aspects by now. You're doing the season, right? Go check the season rewards if you haven't. There's a vendor that has a whole bunch of things that you can get, a little reward track. There's also this, if you hit U on your keyboard, there's a season journey that you get a bunch of rewards from as well. You're definitely gonna get some legendaries off of those. Like free legendaries raining from the sky. Aspects are legendaries. You can craft aspects onto your items at the occultist. You're on console. You can definitely find the season journey. It's in a menu somewhere on console. I don't know what the magic button is on console though. I'll show you after this round. The green leaf is seasonal, yeah. You're gonna get tons of rewards from those. Your character is gonna get giga boosted really fast. Okay, yeah, so legendaries have aspects, right? Like, so like the legendary power, that is an aspect. When you salvage a legendary, you get the aspect from you unlock it in your Codex of Power. So your Codex of Power permanently unlocks those aspects. When you get more powerful versions of those legendaries and you salvage them, then you permanently unlock the more powerful versions and you upgrade them in your Codex of Power. Getting the right aspects on your character is really important for your character's strength and power. The other thing that's really important for your character's strength and power is tempering at the blacksmith. So let me show you this. So this right here is your Codex of Power. You can unlock all of these permanently. And the occultist can then imbue these on existing legendaries, and it will overwrite whatever legendary power is on them, and it'll keep the stats. You do not have to get new legendaries. Particularly right now, you're in World Tier 3, so you're going to throw those legendaries away pretty soon anyway, as soon as you get Ancestral ones. So you don't have to stress about it too much. But it's really cheap to put on aspects really early in the game, so there's no reason not to do it. But tempering is also really important. So you go to the blacksmith and you do tempering. Some of the tempers are really strong. Does it matter what legendary I put it on? Eventually it does matter, because some of the slots, such as the amulet slot or having a two-handed weapon, will make the power twice as strong. Makes sense though, right? Like if it takes up a very important slot, it makes the power stronger. I'm getting like mega stunned. Giga stunned here. Yeah, after I'm done with this, I'm happy to show you in town, man. It's pretty easy, all things considered. This game isn't PoE. There's like 3 things you need to know, basically. And you can all do them in town. Wow, we're over 1,000 ether, you guys. Am I empowered? I'm not empowered. Okay, so let's pick these up. This has got to be the juiciest run I've ever done. Right here. 1,080. Spend it all on gold. Spend it all on gold. What are we, where are we spending it, guys? You tell me. Pulls up. Pulls up. Hey, Metal, how you doing? I'm doing great. We're blasting tonight. We're about to show Zen how to do the whole game. It's looking like mats, you guys. Looking like mats. All right, 1,125. 1,125 mats, you guys. This is definitely a personal best for me. Insane run, lots of Hellborn. Insane, absolutely wild. Why do offensive aspects go on amulets and rings? Why can they go on amulets and rings? Or why is the guide you're looking at putting them on amulets and rings? So offensive aspects can go on gloves, weapon, offhand, rings, and amulet. Okay, so the guide is probably putting them on there because they're trying to fit as many multipliers into the build as possible. So the more multipliers you can fit into a build, the more damage you can do. They can only be put on those slots, that's correct. Metal with the first. Dude, all of my... They're all broken. All of my notifications are busted. Oh my god. They're 100% busted. Dude, that is a big bummer. Oh, let me restart him. Oops.
Hello.
Oh. Okay, I restarted, and that worked.
Momo.
Okay. I think I fixed it. Dude, how many Stygian stones did I get from this run? Legitimately insane. Oh, this ring, wow. Look at all these G8 rings and amulets. 2 G8 ring too? Okay. Let's see here. Max life, okay. Damage attack speed. That's kind of rippy, unfortunately. Crits and nothing else. Rippy. Mana rip. Damage rip. Life rip. No, sir. None of those. None of those. I'm gonna tweet out this screenshot actually. Real quick. Because literally that run was insane. What did we actually hit? We hit... Sobokura wa ima... 1125. $11.25 ether. That's actually insane, you guys. Crunch. World boss in 20 minutes. Probably right after this this run. Could someone in the chat do a redemption for me? Like, do a moo? Just to test that I'm not the only one that the sounds work for. That the redemptions work for.
Moo, 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 moo.
There it
Moo,
is.
moo, moo, moo.
Thank you, Metal. So all that stuff should work now.
The hell is that?
I opened a support ticket with Adam, and there was actually a problem with their end of things. So I think things are good now. I think things are good now. Metal knows how it is. There's always something busted. There's always some stream scuff. I've been doing this since 2009, you guys. There's always something broken. We should probably go farm boss mats after this. Choe Makika. That's the name of this song. Choe Makika. My colloquial Japanese is not good enough to know what that is. That's some moe shit. I don't know all the moe shit. I'm not really part of that community. We do get through the technical difficulties, Metal. You guys know what moe is? Do legendaries used in MAXROLL matter? Typically they do. Zenny, I forgot. I was so worried about my stream scuff, I forgot to show you what I was going to show you, bud. We'll get to it. We'll get to it, I promise. Yeah, typically the MAXROLL planners are highly optimized. In other words, the affixes on the items, the legendary powers on each of the slots, the tempers on all the slots, all of those things are considered when you're putting the build together, right? It's not like someone just throws it on there. So the goal isn't necessarily to have exactly what MAXROLL has, but to try to get close to it, and the closer you can get to it, the better your build is likely going to be. What is tempering? There it is. If you go to the blacksmith, you'll see a bunch of extra tabs on him. You're gonna see where he can salvage your stuff. You're gonna see where he can repair your stuff. And then he can also craft your stuff. And there's two kinds of crafting. There's tempering and masterworking. The tempering is the first kind of crafting. Masterworking you do later at the end game. Tempering is, especially in the early games, pretty cheap. And you can add a whole bunch of free stats to your items. Some of the stats being completely ridiculously overpowered. So tempering, especially in the early game, is actually really, really strong. You can have garbage gear and you can temper it up and you can just blast through all the early stuff, no problem. I'm gonna show you all that. I just forgot. We are not getting good choices this time. We're on wave 6 and we just got Hellborn. Yeah, some of the tempering options, like Funky says, are just completely ridiculous. Dude, I'm dropping frames like crazy today. Dude, I actually can't wait for 1.5.1. It's gonna make all these elite choices really solid. You might even want to pick elites over Hellborn, I don't know. Because double elites is really strong. Still no double elite, man. Rip. What a run. What a terrible run. Some random dungeon in the swamp area just doesn't spawn a boss. Some of the dungeons actually don't spawn a boss, and you have to complete an objective. So you might be missing the objective. There is a bug where sometimes a boss doesn't spawn, but I'm not sure if you ran into that. I haven't run into that one for a while. You know what dungeon it is? Slay the Festering Shambler. That doesn't sound like a boss. That sounds like an elite. Haunted Refuge? I'll take a look. We actually have dungeon guides over on MAXROLL. I know, I wrote like 70% of them. That was a lot of work, man. That was a lot of work for a lot of nothing, those dungeon guides, man. We put so much time into those. They didn't really turn out to be very much, unfortunately. Dungeons aren't very important in the game. Oh, is it a slay all? You're missing like one enemy. You're missing an enemy. You gotta go find him. Look for a red dot on your mini-map. Oh my god. Galeb. Effing Galeb. Brim and Galeb and Ismail together is not a fun fight, man. Galeb is always a problem. He's gonna run around like a moron. You just have to get lucky and get him to jump on top of somebody else. Like this. Oh, and there he goes. Frem's dead. Galeb's dead. Ismail's dead. Alright. That run was a bit scuffed. We got a lot of bad options. The bosses were awful. Let's go do the world boss. Then I owe Zen an explanation of how things work. Which... oh. Karaisu boss. Okay, let's look at this. MAXROLL Haunted Refuge. Are you in Mariner's Refuge? I don't... There's not a dungeon named Haunted Refuge. Oh, there is a dungeon named Haunter's Refuge. Slay all. Yeah, you have a slay all. You're missing one enemy. You're probably in the Befouled Quagmire. So in this section of the dungeon, you've got a red dot somewhere to kill. There is no boss. Once you kill that last enemy, you should just have the completion of the dungeon. That's how that dungeon works. You went through the entire dungeon 2 times? Well, maybe it's just a bug, man. Sometimes things spawn under the world or something like that. There's no red dots on your minimap. If you don't see any red dots anywhere, then I would just bail. Just bail, man. You're losing XP. Sometimes there's bugs. It sucks. By the way, this mechanic, slay all, this mechanic right here, this is one of the most hated mechanics in the entire game. And we've told Blizzard about this countless times in the beta, and they've still kept it in the game. Blizzard thinks slay all is a good idea for some stupid ass reason. This is one... I'm usually not so harsh against Blizzard, but this is one particular subject where they have not listened to the community and been a bunch of stubborn ass motherfuckers. They need to remove that shit. It's nothing but it's just a shitty mechanic. Nobody likes it. 0 people like slay all. No, because what's happened to Nude LS happens all the time to people, but they can't find the last guy. And he's like buried somewhere in the dungeon. They run the dungeon backwards and forwards, doing absolutely nothing, just wasting their time. I can't find it. It fucking sucks. And they refuse to remove it from the game for some stupid reason. I don't know why. I will say, besides that particular subject, I feel like the dev team has overall been very responsive to the community. But that particular subject, Slay All, I can't believe it's still in the game. Like, the feedback has been constant about Slay All. Like, there's a lot of things in the game where you go, oh, okay, yeah, like, this thing is bad, but maybe it could be good if they improved it. Slay All is not that thing. Slay All is a thing that just wholesale needs to get removed from the game entirely. And the game would be way better off without it. It's just a bad mechanic. Oh, 3 debtors? Damn. This was a really good world boss. Alright, Zen. It's time. Alright, everybody, welcome to Diablo 4 School. Today we're teaching Zen how to play the game. Alright. So Zen, the first thing you're going to do is go to the Occultist. You'll see this Codex of Power. You can find all of the codexes that you have up on MAXROLL. So, for example, say it wants you to find Storm Swell. You just go Storm. There it is. Boom. Once you've selected that, you'll see it highlights all of the available slots where you can put Storm Swell. Now, MAXROLL will tell you the exact slot that it's optimal to have that on. In this case, it's gloves, but you just put your gloves over here. Right here, it'll tell you the before. This is what your gloves currently look like. And then it'll tell you the after. This is what your gloves will look like after you hit the button down here and you pay the money. Next thing you can do, you can enchant items. Every item can have one and only one of its affixes permanently changed. So, for example, over here, let's do here. Over here, I changed intelligence. You can see the little recycle symbol next to intelligence. If I hit enchant, it'll give me a couple of options. Now, I'm just trying to get more intelligence, so these options are bad, so I hit no change and accept. Right. Every time you roll that, it gets more and more expensive, so be careful. Next thing. Blacksmith. Tempering tab. Third tab over. This is really important. This is probably where you're going to get, especially early on, this is where you're going to get a ton of power. Let's take this sword, right? So you'll see I actually have 2 categories here. With sacred items, you only get to roll 1, but with ancestral, you get to roll 2. So I click on weapons here, and all of these categories have tempers available to them. Now, MAXROLL will tell you which tempers to use, but some of these tempers are really, really powerful. So, for example, chance for a second lightning spear when cast is insane for this build, this lightning spear build, because, well, I'm casting lightning spear. So this can give me a 32.5% chance to automatically have a second lightning spear go off anytime I cast lightning spear. Actually ridiculous. So let's roll that, right? So I temper. Okay. So you see here, I actually got ice blades. I didn't get lightning spear because it's random which one you get. So what I can do is I can go back in here and I can try to roll again. There we go, I got it. Okay. Once you get the one you want, just don't try to re-roll it for a higher value because you can brick your items. You'll notice here at the bottom, temper re-rolls remaining 4. So once you run out of these re-rolls, you can't roll anymore. So let's go put the second one on. So for this second one, I want to put critical strike damage here. It rolled vulnerable damage. Let's try again. It rolled critical strike damage. So I'm happy with this item. Now I'm done tempering this item. Does it get more expensive? It does not get more expensive, but you have limited tempers. Okay. So I'm happy with that item. Now, if I'm crazy, let's say this item is really good. It's not. If I really want to, I can add power to this item with masterworking. This is a super end game. That's a low roll. I'd roll again. Well, that's the difference between you and me. You would brick the item, and then you wouldn't even have a single roll on it. Deep Smoo. Once you get, especially early on, right? Like, really late in the game, once you have 1,000,000 items and you're rich, like, sure. Like, roll for the max, and if you brick it, you brick it, right?
Initiating follow sequence.
Deep Smooth, thank you for the follow. But early on, just get the temper and go, right? It's a strategy that is called temper and go. I know it sounds very complicated, but that's a strategy. So you're not going to do masterworking probably until you're level like 80. But once you get some masterworking materials, you can get them from tier 3, tier 4 Infernal Hordes. Then you can start masterworking some of your stuff. But it's really expensive to masterwork, so you might even then want to hold off on it, except on maybe like your weapon, or if you have like a really, really good item like a winter glass or something, you might want to masterwork that early. Yeah, what's your question, man? Any rings? No. First, does masterworking go past the limit of the roll? Yes. So you'll see here, this is masterworked 12 out of 12. That's 12. Each of those is 5% more affix power. Same thing here, right? So you can see this is a truckload of intelligence. This is a complete truckload of intelligence. This is gigatons of critical strike chance. Like the GA'd gloves come with 12 critical strike chance. 12 out of 12. This is 17.6. I could actually make it up to 24. Can actually go all the way up to 24. But I actually have some work to do on these gloves to make them really, really good if I want. Where on MAXROLL does it say which tempering? It tells you right on the item. So if you go to build guides, you said your lightning chain lightning, right? So I hover over like oh, I should mention uniques cannot be tempered. So unique items are special, they can't be tempered. They can be masterworked though. Rax said yesterday there's a 50% more gold drop today. Almost tomorrow. Today is, right now it's 10:41 p.m. PT. Tomorrow, the patch drops sometime tomorrow. We don't know exactly what time, Wemmet. So right here, you can see this is +3 to warmth and lucky hit. You see the little anvil symbol? That's a temperature. You're in the EU? How dare you? Guys, we need boss mats. Look at this. I have a whole stack of Stygian stones. Are you kidding me? I have an entire stack of them. What the game needs is a way to see original stats on the item after you masterwork. Yeah, I agree with that, yeah. Smokey, do you need a carry? I was actually about to go do some Helltide. Add me, bud. I'm EchoHack 1481. What happened to Dioxide's cool little thing? He had a cool little thing. It's gone. What? Is my cool little thing gone? Huh. Oh, did Rax leave the MAXROLL clan? Oh, that's right. He's doing his own clan this season. All right, let's go blast some Helltide. Wait, what? No, we just killed the boss. What? Don't confuse me, game. We got EU buds on the stream. Hell yeah, man. Dude, that's super cool. I'm in Seattle, you guys. It's cool to have you guys in. Diablo's very popular in the EU and in America, I find. It's not super popular in other regions. But EU and America regions, those are the most popular regions for Diablos. The Diabs. Dude, even with 3 profane mind cages, we just instantly kill everything on the screen. It's not even funny.
New follower.
Wemmet, thank you for the follow. You lived in DuPont. I've never even heard of DuPont. I've been here for like 15 years now. I've never even heard of that. That must be a really small town. Dude, why does my game sound so like... My game sounds like a little loud. 45 minutes south of Seattle? Dude, why haven't I heard of this? When do you roll over to Lightning Spear? You roll over to Lightning Spear when you get Winter Glass. When you have this, that's when you go. That's when you go. Dude, I literally can't see my mouse. Wow, I am dropping massive frames today. Holy crap. I think I know what's going on. TGA pants. Kind of good. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in the bottom. So after this kill, we're gonna have to run to open a bunch of chests. You don't really need anything else before switching, but it's really good to have the other aspects. So like, yes, you can switch to Lightning Spear now, but you're not gonna have like the Giga Chad Ultimate version until you really put everything together and you get, you know, close to the best in slot you can. I think I'm actually going to close off the YouTube